Hi everyone, welcome to SewGoth on YouTube. I'm Paula from SewGoth. SewGoth is a sewing blog I started about 7 years ago to document my process as I sew a wardrobe that is uniquely mine. I started sewing because I couldn't find clothes that matched my style and fit my body properly. And in the past 20 years, that's all I've been doing, sewing unique pieces for my unique body. Whenever I tell people that I sew, I always hear sewing is amazing, I would love to sew, but it's a very difficult skill. And all of these dreams that people have of creating their own clothes just disappear before they have even tried. So I am here to tell you that sewing is a skill, and like any other skill, like riding a bike or learning a new language, as long as you're practicing, you are going to learn. And why should you consider sewing? Or why should you dedicate the time that it takes to practice a new skill on learning how to sew? When you know how to sew, you can sew specifically for your unique style. One of the main reasons why I started to sew was because I couldn't find clothing in stores that match what I wanted to wear or that matched my style. I wanna look goth, but I also wanna be comfortable, and I've been working in education for almost as long as I've been sewing, and being in the classroom or being in a library requires a certain level of practicity that honestly a corset and laced up boots cannot provide. If it's in your head and you know how to sew, you can translate that into fabric and you can create clothing that is uniquely your style. Another reason why sewing is so amazing is that you can sew for the body that you have, not the body that other people tell you that you should want. To wear clothing wants you to think that you need to be a certain size, not only a certain size, but you need to have certain dimensions so that your body can fit into the clothing. But it should be the other way around, right? Clothing should fit your body. When you sew, you know exactly how to do that. You know how to fit a pattern, you know how to make adjustments so that the cloth fits your body perfectly or almost perfectly. Another reason why sewing is so great is that it allows you an outlet. Sewing is almost meditation. The repetitive action of certain sections of the sewing process put you in a state of zen. When you're cutting your fabric, when you're sewing, when you're pinning, these repetitive actions allow your brain to relax, focus, and disconnect from whatever it is that is happening in your life and in the world. Finally, the sewing community is amazing. When I started sewing, I didn't know anybody who sewed. So all my connection to other sewists happened online. In an online world where people are rude and aggressive and mean, the sewing community is kind, compassionate. People want to help. The sewing community is the best place to be. And in a world where we don't have a lot of opportunities to make real connections with people, the sewing community is right there, ready to welcome you with open arms. So make this year the year you start to sew. Just go out there, buy a cheap machine. All that you need from a machine is that it has a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch, and that's it. You will be sewing your unique style. You will be making clothes that fit your body. You will give your mind some time to rest, and you're gonna meet some really amazing people. If you want to learn more about sewing, go to SewGoth.com, SewGoth.com, And there are tons of resources there. Tutorials, you can find pattern reviews, you can find tips, techniques, and you can always send me an email if you have any questions about sewing or starting to sew. You can also subscribe to this channel, and you can find me on Instagram with the handle SewGoth. It's been so great having you here. I hope I will see you soon. Happy sewing.